Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for your patience. I know you've been on webinars before. Sometimes we have a little bit of technical difficulties, and today is absolutely a Monday. So I'm just thrilled that we are here. We have an amazing guest who is on today. Her name is Sasha Thien. We have had her on before, so hopefully for some of you, this is a refresh around the Alaska Railways, and for others, this is a whole brand new adventure. I'm going to do just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. My name is Lorene Romero. I am your NACTA webinar moderator. If you have any questions for me, please put them in the chat box. It will be on your right-hand panel. If you have questions for Sasha at the very end of our presentation, go ahead, put them in the question box, and I'll be happy to read them for you at the very end. This is being recorded, and we will have a message to you out in about another day or two with Sasha's information about their program and also a web link so that you can watch this again. It is going to be posted on the NACTA YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed to it, please sign up for it. It's great. It has a whole bunch of tips and tricks. I know Lisa Watson just posted a short video about how to update your NACTA one sheet. So it's got a bunch of information on there in addition to Sasha's wonderful presentation. I'm going to put myself on mute, as all of you are. That way it'll prevent any background sounds. And I will be here in the background, Sasha, for you when you're ready. And if you'd like, we can have a little bit of a question and answer at the very end, and I can read everybody's questions to you. So for now, Sasha, take it away. Breathe deep. We're on this. We're good. And I'm so glad that you're patient and that we're able to do this together. I'm going to put myself on mute now.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Lorraine, and thank you everyone for your patience with the technical challenges that we've had today. Much appreciated. And as Lorraine had mentioned, if you have questions, please share those in the comment box, and I would love to be able to answer those at the end of the webinar. So with that, as Lorraine had introduced me, my name is Sasha Thielen, and I'm one of the passenger sales account executives for the Alaska Railroad. So just for me to get a baseline, when was the last time any of you took a train ride? If you could just take a moment and share your answer in the chat section, I would love to have some feedback from you all.
All right, let's see what people are saying. Yes, we have some people who have. Somebody 7 years ago, one person says last train trip is in Munich. There you go.
Okay. Just going to wait a little bit more. That's all right. That's quite a wide variety. So with Munich?
Yeah, we've got one that said June 2016, someone who said 3 years ago. All right.
Okay, well, that is very helpful. So thank you all so much for sharing. Gives me some background for sure. The Alaska Railroad is a special and unique train experience compared to other rail travel. And over the next hour, I'm going to take you all on a journey as we explore the last frontier with Alaska's year-round premier transportation and adventure vacation package provider. We are your ticket to Alaska Adventure and believe that the journey should be just as spectacular as the destination. The Alaska Railroad has been serving customers since 1923 and offers a spectacular and authentic way to experience the last frontier. We are able to connect our guests to the communities and regions of South Central and Interior Alaska. Our tracks span over 500 miles and are able to bring guests to remote parts of Alaska that are only accessible by train. I'll talk more about these remote places a little later on. A unique feature is that our tracks do not connect with any other rail system in the continental United States or Canada. This means that we can put our own special touch on your client's experience. We offer year-round service and operate 3 trains daily during our summer season. Our onboard team of friendly Alaska tour guides and staff are there for our guests. Our slogan is "We are with you all the way," which is a promise that your client's trip will be seamless, from ticketing to arrival at their destinations and the adventures that await. Our warm hospitality ensures that our passengers are able to enjoy the journey and leave the driving and details to us. You will be pleased that you sent them our way. All passengers are greeted at depots by knowledgeable Alaska-based agents. Our employees care about our guests and want to ensure their time in Alaska is a pleasant one. We are providing access to some of Alaska's most remote and special places. After all, it's all about the experience, and we want our passengers to have a safe and enjoyable journey as they travel through the last frontier. Our Alaskan tour guides provide commentary on board, sharing historical facts, landscape features, even pointing out possible wildlife that we see just beyond our windows. The tour guides will even share personal experiences of what it was like to grow up in Alaska. And I'll share more about our onboard tour guide program a little later on. There's always something, however, to learn while traveling on board. This is a map of our rail belt that spans over 500 miles of track. Seward is the southernmost terminus at mile marker 0. That's at the bottom of the map. And Fairbanks is in the interior of Alaska. Our daily summer service is from mid-May through mid-September. This is the most popular time to visit Alaska, as our temperatures are more moderate and we have an abundance of daylight, so you don't need to bring your big down winter coats when you come up and see us. We still have snow-capped mountains, and our trees, wildflowers, and other plants quickly bloom in the long daylight hours. Our summer value season is available in the months of May and September. Please reference our current pricing online for these special values, along with other adventures that may be available in the value season. A tip to keep in mind: if you have clients that are interested in seeing more wildlife, visiting early in the season during the months of May and early June, before our leaves have fully bloomed out, provides ample opportunity for clients to see wildlife. If your clients want to see the northern lights, you can actually see that later in our summer season, from late August through mid-September, while it's dark in the evenings. This increases their chances of seeing the northern lights. Now moving on to our first daily summer train is the Coastal Classic. It departs from Anchorage Depot bright and early at 6:45 a.m. and heads southbound. For those that need their morning coffee, we do have an espresso stand within our Anchorage Depot, so guests are able to enjoy the coffee while they wait to board the train. Keep in mind that guests will need to arrive an hour prior to the respective depot for all train departures. The Coastal Classic makes a brief stop in Girdwood before arriving in the port town of Seward just after 11 a.m. This is by far my favorite train route, and now I'd like to show you why. The Coastal Classic travels along the edge of Turnagain Arm. This is where the ocean and the Chugach mountain range meet. Glaciers hang from the sides of mountains, and our tracks break away from the road system to areas that are only accessible by train. Guests are able to view nature up close as we travel through pristine landscapes. Although all of our trains travel through beautiful scenery, many believe that this is the most spectacular 4.5-hour section along our rail belt. While we are not able to cue wildlife to appear, unfortunately, there are many great opportunities for wildlife viewing from the train. We frequently spot bear, moose, and sheep from the Coastal Classic train. Our onboard tour guides will inform guests over the PA system if they see wildlife, and our conductors will slow the train down, possibly even stop, so guests can capture a photo or video the wildlife that they see. We pass through tunnels, over rivers, and waterfalls cascade down the sides of mountains. After traveling through mountain passes and valleys, we arrive in Seward just after 11 a.m. This quaint cruise port town is also the southern terminus of the Alaska Railroad, with lots of adventure and exploring to be had. Seward has won All-American City 3 times and offers a variety of activities for guests visiting for the day, spending the night, or sailing away on a cruise. With the arrival into town at 11 a.m., there's plenty of time to connect with day cruises into Kenai Fjords National Park, a popular day tour, and one of the 3 must-do activities I recommend to visitors while they visit Alaska. The first activity, of course, is riding on board with the Alaska Railroad. For those guests that are taking a cruise out of Seward, the Coastal Classic train is a great way for them to enjoy a leisurely ride down to the cruise ship, spend the day in Seward, and sail away in the evening. Guests are able to add a day of adventure without adding an extra day to their itinerary. Day cruises are a great option for pre- and post-cruisers too. For those that are concluding a cruise in Seward, they are able to enjoy marine wildlife and glacier day cruise during the day and ride the Coastal Classic to Anchorage that evening. Other fun adventures in Seward include the Alaska Sea Life Center, Alaska's only public aquarium and marine wildlife rescue center. Here, guests may get up close and see a variety of marine animals, learn about their habitat, and even encounter some of the animals and learn about the techniques that the Alaska Sea Life Center practices. For those that seek a little more adrenaline and views from a different perspective, there is zip lining. Guests are able to travel through the coastal rainforest over the course of 3 hours and traverse across 8 zip lines. They are able to take in a variety of panoramic views along the way. Or perhaps the real Alaskan tour is of more interest. In this adventure, guests visit Exit Glacier, have lunch at the Resurrection Roadhouse at the Seward Windsong Lodge, and then spend 1.5 hours with the CV family, multi-time champions of a famous Iditarod race, and they just won again this year. Guests will tour their kennels and take a ride. Depending on the time of the season, there is even the opportunity to see and hold husky puppies. These are just a few of the adventures your clients may enjoy while they are down in Seward. Whatever your clients decide to do, they can put a full day of adventure in and relax on the Coastal Classic heading back to Anchorage, where they will arrive just after 10 p.m. This is one of my favorite photos, the sunset over Turnagain Arm. This is about how dark it gets during the summer season. All you need is the Alaska Railroad and a smartphone to capture moments like this. Moving on to our second daily train is the Denali Star. This is our flagship train and travels between Anchorage and Fairbanks. This train is unique in that we have one train that departs Anchorage heading north and a sister train that departs from Fairbanks heading south. Both trains leave the station at 8:15 a.m. and arrive at their final destination at 8 p.m. that evening. While the ride from Anchorage to Fairbanks is a scenic one, it is nearly 12 hours one way. We recommend that guests spread their journey out over a few days and spend some time in the rail communities along the way, as our cars do not have sleeper cars. After we depart Anchorage traveling north, we make a brief stop in Wasilla and continue onward to Talkeetna. From Anchorage to Talkeetna, it takes the Denali Star a little less than 3 hours with that brief stop in Wasilla. There are picture-perfect moments on board the train, which journeys through pristine valleys and areas not accessible by road. There are some great photo opportunities of Denali, North America's tallest peak, at 20,322 feet tall. As we travel north to Talkeetna, something to keep in mind is that a lot of south central Alaska is at sea level, so you can definitely see Denali from far away in the distance. The northbound train arrives in Talkeetna at 11:05 a.m. Talkeetna is one of Alaska's little gems of community and is a great overnight spot. Talkeetna is the launching point for climbers that have accepted the challenge to climb Denali. There are some great views of Denali and the Alaska Range that can be seen right in Talkeetna, as well as an array of other activities, such as more ziplining. Guests head north of Talkeetna 3 miles on a scenic drive to the zipline course that is on the edge of a forested ridge and overlooks Talkeetna and the Susitna River. The course has 9 zip segments with 2 suspension bridges, even a spiral staircase. Or perhaps relaxing and taking in all the beauty of Alaska as you and your guide raft down the Talkeetna River with views of mountains in the backdrop. If cruising down the river sounds more appealing than rowing, there are some panoramic views of Denali and the Alaska Range that you can see from a jet boat. My third experience, however, that I recommend visitors enjoy while in Alaska is a flight seeing tour. Riding in one of these planes provides an entirely different perspective of the last frontier. Depending on the tour, some guests are able to circle the summit of Denali, even land on a glacier. It is truly a memorable and special experience, and if your clients have not seen snow, this might be a great option for them. And continuing north to Denali National Park, these are some of the views guests will see as we cross over rivers to travel from Talkeetna to Denali National Park. The train ride is about 3.5 hours. We arrive at the Denali Depot from Talkeetna at 3:40 p.m. in the afternoon. A neat fact is that our depot is actually within Denali National Park, and for many years, the train was the only way visitors could access the park before the park's highway was built. Be sure your clients have ample time to explore this beautiful area. We recommend spending at least 2 nights here in Denali if your clients, if your clients are able to. This year, in 2017, marks the centennial year for Denali National Park, which we are all excited for. There are many tours for guests to enjoy while they are in Denali, ranging from whitewater rafting, ziplining, dog sled tours, even a dinner theater. However, the most popular tour is the narrated drive down the 92-mile restricted park road. The park road is restricted after mile 15, allowing only certain tours into the park, and individuals are not able to drive their car beyond this point. The advantages of this tour is that visitors are higher up than the car. They're able to look for wildlife easier, along with having a better vantage point. In addition, the driver provides commentary about the history, flora, and fauna within the park. From Denali, the train continues northward, traveling across 119 miles before arriving in Fairbanks that evening at 8 p.m. Fall comes early on the northern part of the rail belt, around late August. The leaves begin to change into a sea of yellow, orange, and red. Fairbanks is Alaska's second largest city and is known as the Golden Heart City due to its rich history in gold mining. This is also the northernmost terminus of the rail belt. What many don't know about the interior Alaska is how fabulous the weather can be in the summer, deemed the land of the midnight sun, with warm, sunny days and over 21 hours of daylight. As far as tours in Fairbanks and which ones to experience, The riverboat tour is a very popular one. Guests are able to get a feel for the interior region as the riverboat travels along the Chena River, which the riverboat was a common mode of transportation during the Klondike era gold rush. Adventuring further into the tundra and the Arctic Circle is of interest for your clients. There are flight seeing and driving tours to take visitors up to the Arctic Circle, which is just 198 miles north of Fairbanks. Our third and final train is the Glacier Discovery. Now, this is a great train for those that are basing their vacation in Anchorage or have a late night flight out of Anchorage and still want to go explore and play without the commitment of a long day or overnight. I'm going to spend a few minutes with this route as it's a little more dynamic than our other daily summer service trains. The Glacier Discovery departs Anchorage at 9:45 a.m. and makes a brief stop in Girdwood, then travels south to Portage. From there, it heads north down the Whittier Spur, returns to Portage, proceeds further to Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop. We'll stop and drop guests off there, and then after arriving at Grandview. Once the train arrives at Grandview, it'll spend a few minutes there before continuing north, making stops at Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop, Portage, then Whittier, and back down to Portage, then north to Girdwood, where it concludes that evening in Anchorage at 9:15 p.m. Now that we've had a brief overview, let me show you what you can do, what your clients can do in each of these stops. After we make that brief stop in Girdwood, the train moves southward to Portage. A big draw to Portage is the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, which is guaranteed wildlife viewing. If you have clients that want to see Alaska animals like bears, bison, and moose, come here. It's Alaska's premier rehabilitation center for injured and orphaned animals. In the springtime, there's the possibility to bottle feed some of the babies, like a calf moose. After the Glacier Discovery stops in Girdwood and Portage, the train travels north down that Whittier Spur to the cruise port of Whittier, which is the gateway to Prince William Sound and glacier and wildlife viewing day cruises. Many passengers ride round trip from Anchorage to Whittier to connect to a tidewater glacier and wildlife viewing day cruise. Prince William Sound is known for its calm waters. If you have clients that are concerned about seasickness, this might be the port to visit for day cruises for them. Currently, Princess is the only cruise line using this port, which means guests are able to ride the Glacier Discovery train to the ship and incorporate a day cruise in Whittier before departing that evening on the cruise that they would like. After dropping off day cruise passengers in Whittier, the train makes a stop in Portage to pick up guests that may have visited the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center and continues south to Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop. The Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop may only be accessed by train. There are many fun adventures that await here, including hiking with a U.S. Forest Ranger on a 2.6-mile hike to learn about the flora and the fauna. You can kayak amongst glacial bergs, ice climbing on a glacier. However, one of our most popular tours, and one of my favorites that I had the opportunity of experiencing, is floating amongst glacial bergs in Spencer Lake and then floating 7 miles down the Placer River to meet up with the train. That's my friend and colleague and myself in the back. Our guide even rode up close enough to glaciers for us to touch them. Life preservers and rain gear are provided for this tour. Or if you would rather stay on board and take in all the beauty of Alaska, your clients can do that as well. Keep in mind, if you are planning a multi-generation family vacation and the grandparents want to stay on board while their children and grandchildren go play, this train route works out nicely. Once the glacier discovery arrives at this point, it spends about 10 minutes here before returning down the mountain to pick up the rafters and hikers for the return to Anchorage. This is beautiful Bartlett Glacier, nestled within the Kenai Mountains and the Grandview area. It is at an elevation of 1,064 feet above sea level. Since I've shared information about our 3 daily summer trains, I want to spend a moment to discuss the Hurricane Turn Train. The Hurricane Turn Train is believed to be one of the last flag stop trains in America. During the summer season, it operates mid-May to mid-September out of the Talkeetna Depot and runs Thursday through Monday. In the winter season, it operates the first Thursday of each month. The Hurricane train runs on the same set of tracks as the Denali Star and services a 55-mile stretch of track that is only accessible by train. There are homesteaders that live out here, as well as locals that use the train to get to their favorite fishing or camping spot. In the fall, locals use this to access their private hunting areas. What makes the flag stop train unique? Well, homesteaders and campers alike can stop by the tracks and flag the train down. The train will stop, and the conductor will work with passengers for boarding and loading of their gear and supplies. Visitors enjoy being able to view this beautiful and rustic backcountry, as well as experience our Alaskan hospitality, and for some, their way of life. As you can see, you never know what sights your clients will view outside their window, from homesteaders with supplies to a hunting party unloading their gear for the big hunt. There's always something to see. This train ride is about 6.5 hours and covers 110 miles round trip. Be sure to have your clients pack a lunch and snacks, as this train does not have our normal dining services available, which I'll discuss a little bit later on. Now that I've shared our summer service, let's explore our winter service with the Aurora Winter Train. We have fewer passengers during the winter season. However, those that travel with us during this time frame rave about the experience. The winter light, wildlife sightings, northern lights, and genuine Alaskan hospitality of our conductor on board are all part of the favorable comments that we hear. The Aurora Winter Train operates on weekends from mid-September to mid-May. The train heads northbound on Saturday with stops in Wasilla and Talkeetna before arriving to Fairbanks. On Sunday, the train heads southbound, making the same stops. Due to popular winter festivities and activities, we've added midweek service in late December and early January during the holidays, as well as late February and through March. Be sure to check out our winter brochure and our website for specific dates of our winter service. Our winter rail vacation packages bring many opportunities to explore Alaska. We are able to make hotel accommodations and popular tour excursions at rail stops. Activities during the winter season include a horse-drawn carriage ride at Chino Hot Springs, which is just north of Fairbanks, a pie-making class in Talkeetna at the Talkeetna Roadhouse, which I highly recommend. I had the opportunity of doing, where you actually bake your own pie and then take it with you. It is delicious. Wherever you're able to have your clients go and whatever they're interested in, we are here and happy to help. A common question we are asked is, when may I see the northern lights? The aurora season is actually from August 21st to April 21st, and the further north you travel in the state, the higher your chances are for seeing them. Now keep in mind that it needs to be dark in order to see them. So if you have clients that are thinking they can view them during the peak of our summer season in June and July, they'll need to either visit later in the summer season or come up and visit us during the winter months, as it does not get dark enough during our early summer season. Here I am experiencing the World Ice Championships in Fairbanks. During the entire month of March, ice carvers and sculptors gather from all over the world to Fairbanks, Alaska to compete for the title. Their intricacy and detail of these sculptures is truly amazing. Some of these pieces of art are nearly 20 feet tall, and the artists use Dremel tools as well as chainsaws to capture the art. It is really breathtaking. To review the highlights of the different trains, we have the Coastal Classic that travels between Anchorage and Seward with views of glaciers, wildlife, and soaring peaks of the Chugach mountain range. The Denali Star, our flagship train, travels between Anchorage and Fairbanks with stops in Talkeetna and Denali National Park. There is a sister train that travels south from Fairbanks to Anchorage that makes these same stops as well. The Glacier Discovery train travels from Anchorage to Whittier, Portage, Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop, and through the Placer River to Grandview. This is a great day trip train for those that are basing their vacation out of Anchorage. The Hurricane Turn Flagstop train travels along the same tracks as the Denali Star between a stretch of roadless area between Talkeetna and Hurricane Section House. The Aurora Winter train travels between Anchorage and Fairbanks and operates on weekends and select midweek dates between mid-September to mid-May. For current pricing and schedule information, please be sure to visit us online at alaskarailroad.com/schedule. Now that we've discussed our trains and their respective routes, let's move on to discuss our onboard service. We've come a long way since the early days and now feature two service levels, Adventure Class and Gold Star service. Adventure Class is our original and standard service level, featuring single-level rail cars that have comfortable, forward-facing seats with lots of legroom and large picture windows. This is where I like to come hang out on a long day on my return trip back. Vestibules are between each rail car and provide open-air viewing and great photo-taking opportunities. The vestibules are set up like a farm door, so the top portion of the farm door is open for guests to be able to view the outdoors. And something to keep in mind is that our average pace is about 35 miles an hour. So guests are able to relax and enjoy that fresh mountain air. Most summer trains also feature a Vista Dome car. These raised dome seats are not ticketed. However, they are available to Adventure Class passengers to take turns enjoying additional sights along the rail belt in a dome-like experience. We have a dining car for Adventure Class service where guests are able to purchase made-to-order meals a la carte. Moving on to Gold Star service, this is our premium service level and is featured on our summer trains, the Coastal Classic and the Denali Star. The Gold Star cars are bi-level with ticketed seating up top under a glass dome roof, and dining is on the main level of the rail car. We are the only train in the world to feature these second-story outdoor viewing platforms. This is a special experience and is something your clients will be sure to enjoy and is a special value that you can offer them. This is a distinctive feature that's only available to Gold Star service passengers. Here's another vantage point of the second-story viewing platform. As you can see, there's a glass dome on top, and quite a few passengers are able to gather in the space to enjoy the sights of the fresh Alaskan air. In the upper level of each Gold Star car, there is a private bar and attendant. Adults receive 2 complimentary adult beverages, which is included in their ticket price. The Bloody Marys are one of my favorites. I highly recommend them. We offer full-service dining with hot, made-to-order signature dishes with an Alaskan twist. We even offer local Alaskan beers, too. One of my favorites is the country scrambler, which is eggs, cheese, bacon, potatoes, and reindeer sausage. It's delicious. In Gold Star service, meals, two adult beverages, and gratuity are included in the ticket price. And best of all, it's all commissionable for our travel trade partners. And with views like this, your clients don't have to worry about missing out as they enjoy their dining on board. Here's a preview of just some of the entrees that we feature on board. The Wilderness Cafe is on all three of our summer trains with grab-and-go food items. This is perfect for those that want to grab something before a hike or are looking for an afternoon snack. We have items such as sandwiches, salads, yogurt, fruit, granola, cookies, and more. It also has additional seating, so if guests would like to walk around the train consist and stretch out, they're able to certainly do so. As I mentioned, from the ticket counter to delicious meals to our charismatic conductors, we are going to take care of your clients no matter what. Our team of friendly Alaskan tour guides and staff are there for you and your clients. From trip planning to arrival at the destination and all the adventures in between, we are here for you. To provide further information about our onboard service, our tour guides are local Alaskan teens, juniors and seniors, who offer trip commentary and personal anecdotes, adding to the authentic Alaskan experience that the train provides. These local youth undergo a course study program and are hand-selected. The Alaska Railroad and the Anchorage School District have been in partnership since 1980. Students that apply for the program must be at least 16 years old and possess a cumulative GPA of 2.5. They also must be a junior or senior. This specialized training includes customer service, cross-cultural communication, public speaking, Alaska geography, economy, history, and visitor-related interests. Training provides students with excellent job skills and opportunities in the visitor industry with a specific focus as a tour guide for the Alaska Railroad. Summer employment with the Alaska Railroad is available for those that successfully complete this 11-week course program. Students that are selected to be tour guides for the Alaska Railroad are expected to work full-time during the summer between the end and beginning of the school year. We have a unique opportunity as a partner to be able to provide phenomenal sightseeing, transportation, along with activities and lodging along the rail belt. The Alaska Railroad experience continues to awe our passengers with routes through some of the most spectacular scenery on Earth, glaciers, Denali National Park, and wildlife. We are your partner in Alaska travel. Now that I've shared with you our routes, trains, and service levels, let's explore how to become an Alaska Railroad travel expert. So after completing this online training webinar, which you are all participating in right now, I ask that you register your agency with the Alaska Railroad. And you can do that by visiting us online at alaskarailroad.com/travel trade. Please explore our other online resources available for travel trade professionals that we have on our sales resource section. And lastly, start creating adventures for your clients, whether that be rail travel or multi-day adventure packages to some of Alaska's most popular destinations. Let's take a moment, and I'm going to show you where these resources reside on the travel trade page. Bear with me one moment. All right, so here we can see the URL. This is what the travel trade page looks like. Up top, you have the ability to register now. If you have any questions, please call us at the 800 number. There's an additional webinar that we've created if you would like to learn more about that. We've got group information. You have the ability to request a brochure. Our frequently asked questions is a great repository of information for you to share with your clients. And there's even travel requests. You can hop on board with us if you are coming up to Alaska, which we would love to have you. And then there's also the ability for you to sign up for our travel trade e-newsletter, which our spring issue will be rolling out in a couple of weeks. Bear with me one moment. There we go. Our online sales tool in our travel trade section include the summer and winter packages, which are a great reference to see what we have created with our partners along the rail belt. There's the brochure request, which I showed earlier. I personally love having a hard copy of both the summer and winter package brochures at my desk for quick reference, and I highly recommend you do the same. If you have upcoming consumer events that you will be attending or would like to have copies of our brochures to use, maybe for an Alaska night, please reach out to me, and I would be happy to ship some out. There is a short video, and photos that you can use for your own marketing efforts, whether this is for your website, social media, or slideshow, looping in your office. These are great resources to show your clients what it is like in Alaska and how the Alaska Railroad can offer some great opportunities for them to see the last frontier. We have the Rail Belt map, which is a great resource as well for viewing our destinations along the Rail Belt. And the frequently asked questions section is a convenient resource, as I had mentioned, to reference. A common question that I'm asked, which is featured in this section, is, do we have sleeper cars on the railroad? The answer is no, we do not, as we want our guests to enjoy the scenery by day with us and explore Alaskan communities by night. And then, as I had mentioned as well, signing up for our e-newsletter, the Inside Track, is a great way to stay in the know with what's happening in the last frontier. It's a quarterly e-newsletter that we share with our travel trade partners. And then also, please join our private Facebook group, Alaska Railroad Travel Trade Partners, to hear about news and events the travel trade team will be attending. This will be sent out in a link that Lorraine will share with you in the next few days. So, interested in learning how much commission you could easily earn with our packages? Let's dive in and explore our multi-day adventure packages and day trips too.
I just want to remind you we have about 1 minute left.
Okay, thanks, Lorraine. I am going to skip over. This is a call out in our summer package brochure. And here is our popular Deluxe Alaska Sampler, which is a great 7-day, 7-night package. And our pricing is featured online. For a family of 4 riding in Gold Star, the commission value would be $1,226. This is just the tip of the iceberg for what you're able to do with us. We would look forward to working and partnering with all of you for great Alaskan adventures on board the Alaska Railroad. And remember that the best way to see Alaska is on the Alaska Railroad. We are your partner in creating memorable vacations that your clients will cherish and talk about for years to come. Thank you so very much for your time today. I'll let you take it back, Lorraine.
Perfect. And because we are so short on time, I apologize. Sasha, will you read your email address to people one more time if they have any questions? There were a couple questions that were posted, but they're not emergency questions. So I wanted to encourage people to reach out to you with their questions.
Absolutely. I do have my email featured on the webinar, but I will also read it off. It is THELENS@AKRR.com.
Excellent. So that's going to be her last name with the first initial and then the railway.com. So thank you again. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Boy, it's a Monday. What can I say?
Yes, I apologize. And thank you, everyone, for your patience in that regard and allowing me the opportunity to spend some time with you today on a Monday.
Absolutely. And for those of us who are going to the NACTA conference, which is going to be in Anchorage from September 13th to 16th, will we have the opportunity to meet you in person?
Yes, I would love to meet everybody in person. That would be wonderful.
That would be great. I know that we are having our conference at Captain Cook Hotel, so I'm betting if you're not already signed up to go, that, you know what, that's probably on your to-do list that they have not given you yet. Since you're focusing on this season and that's still a couple of months away.
Yes. But I look forward to having the conference here. I know a lot of Alaskans are very excited that NACTA will be here in Anchorage. We cannot wait.
Exactly. I am very excited about it. So thank you, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Thank you again, Sasha. Look forward to seeing you in Anchorage. And I hope everybody has a great day. This is being recorded. We will have it up on the NACTA website shortly. Other than that, have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye, Sasha.
Bye-bye. Thank you.